Welcome, I'm Scott. Let's jump back into the 53 Chevy. So I picked up this throttle linkage on eBay. I got the one with the 3-foot cable. Honestly, could have got by with a 2-foot cable. And this setup here, if you was to have a V6 or a V8, it'd be perfect with the way the mounting bracket is. But with this being an inline 6, I've had to do some modifications to it to get it to work. And really the only thing I've done is on this bracket. If this bolt wasn't here, I opened up that bracket on the inside so this would sit down on top of that hump there where the hardware runs through. And I took some JB weld and I cut a stud to try to make a stud to go in this center, but this cast I couldn't get anything to take to it, nor do I have anything to weld cast with. Alright, well, I foobarred that. When I went and made my tack on the washer and the bracket, I accidentally hit the cable. Boom, boom. So I guess now I'm going to make it to length that I need it. Alright. Side, pull through. That slip over. Where the side cuts. That slides off. Should have my pedal all the way up. Let me check this. All right, let's get this little hairpin removed if possible. Alright, let's see this back together. That. 16ths. All right. Locked in. How'd I get that lucky? Mark on this thing behind the bracket. We'll trim it. Alright, there we go. Pull this out of the bracket. Cable out. Alright, I got the cable out. I'll make my cut here. Let's see. Make a clean cut. Damn. In there. Alright, if you have to cut this, I'll probably use something other than dikes or side cuts. I'll probably use a cut-off wheel because it will, I don't know if you can see that in there, it will bend that, it'll crush it. So, got a little pick here that will stick back in there and open that back up. Alright, hopefully I can get this cable back in. Tear everything up completely. There it is. Alright, we got the cable back through the top. We got this little wrist sleeve here. We'll go ahead and slide it on. Goes on first. It's kind of a pain in the butt. It's got a little small hole for the cable to go through. Hopefully I didn't fudge these ends up too bad. There we go. That went back on pretty fair. Stick this piece back on for an adjustment. Slide that through, get the cable through. There you go. All right, let's see. Run the cable through the bracket hole. There we go. Fish this up in there. There we go. Now, got the other nut to put on it. It keeps it in the bracket. Sheesh. Alright. Get that on there. Get her snug down so it looks good. 9/16 wrenches. Get her tightened down. So I guess if you want to order a 3-foot cable and you only need a 1-foot cable, if I must screw up, you can mimic what I just did and make it the size you need it to be, I guess. I wish that wouldn't have happened, but oh well. Now the tricky part is getting this little Allen head out. I'm gonna make sure I get this cable cut to size. And I think that pedal's gonna be pulled up. Yep, there it is. All right, here. All right, I'm gonna take the set screw loose with the Allen wrench. That was supplied with the kit. There we go. There it is. There. For whatever reason, this always freaks me out. Hate making these kind of cuts. Let's see. I'm always worried that I'm going to cut too much. That looks pretty decent. Get my marker. Alright, see if we can get this thing together. Alright, there we go. We got it back together. Yeah, man, that's nice. Make sure, check it one more time. Yeah, that's tight. That is tight. That'll work. Alright, I can live with that. Sweet. Get you in here so you can see it up close. There's that set screw I was messing with. I had to reattach the cable and the bracket, and of course the adjustments. And you get your bracket and your pedal, your adjustments down there for the pedal. And this this bracket here, got my tack welds on it, so you know I don't have to do anything else, because I had thought about making like another L bracket, you know, with a piece of all thread and bolting it down that way, but it's all good. So we just got it tacked up. It's not gonna go anywhere or fall off, but like I say, if you have a V6 or V8, this setup would be beautiful for it. With this being an inline 6, it's definitely not what it calls for, but I think we're gonna make it work for us, which is pretty awesome. So let's keep rolling. All right, so now I had to get on eBay and I had to order a lower thermostat housing for the engine. When I had offloaded the engine, the chain had broke and fell and hit the ground, and it busted my lower thermostat housing. So let's check this new one out. Gasket, the upper, and the one for the housing. And it came with hardware. All right. Go ahead and get this old one off. This is a 7/8 for the heater hose nipple. Hardware for the housing is 9/16. I'm going to take it over to the table and check it out. Compare it to the new one. See how much different it is. Be nice if I can use the old hardware on that new one. One thing I did notice on that new one, it had 2 inlets on this side for some nipples. Come on, baby. that's where it busted it. There's the blade, almost in this junk. Tidy. Alright, let's compare the old one to the new one. I believe I can use my old hardware. Looks like it's going to be just fine. Maybe not. I lied. Yeah, probably needs this stupid bolt. Yep. Needs that one. Probably needs that one. Yep. Okay. Guess I'm going to have to go over there and get my bowl of junk and see if I ain't got a couple caps that I can screw off in these two holes. Make something happen. Take some room. Get the big bowls of bullshit over here. See if we got anything. Hell, we might have something right here. What are the odds? There we go. We got two. Beautiful. That's what we'll work with. Looks good. We'll make it happen. have no pipe dope. Just got some anti-seize, Teflon tape. Let's get back on a couple of threads. So when I thread this in, it's not going to get into the system. Get a socket on that thing. There we go. The same thing, Teflon tape on this. Skip back a couple threads so I'm not on the edge. There we go. There we go. Get in there, baby. Alright, cool. And I see it's off my fingers. Stuff gets all over the place. It's a beautiful thing. Just set it up. There we go. Push that up. All right. There we go. Beautiful. Off any excess. Yeah. Starting to look like something. All right, beautiful. Awesome. Put a gasket on there with the hardware so I don't lose it. I'm going to put the thermostat housing on. I forgot the housing's busted. So I have to give me another housing and get a thermostat for this old girl. Yeah. And the brake switch. Alright, I'm going to stop this one here. Gotta get some parts picked up. Thermostat housing, thermostat, and a brake switch as well. just want to say thank you to everybody for dropping in, checking out the channel, for all the support, all the comments, likes, shares, and subscribes. Appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Until next time, y'all have a good one. Alright, so I made a stud using the bolt. And this is cast right here where this little stud is. So I cleaned it up and I just used some JB weld there to hold the stud. For the bracket, of course the bracket's got the half moon cut into it, so it falls down in behind this washer. And then this hole opening here is gonna go over top of that stud. So I've got to open up that hole just a touch because the bolt I use is a little bit oversized, no big deal. I'll go ahead and take the metal eater, we'll open that up a hair and then drop that down in there and see how it looks. Now I'm able to see. There it is. Right on. I'm on a food board, that one. There we go. Squeeze that in there. Maybe. Maybe. Grab the 420s. Ah, there we go. That's locked in. Okay, let's come up some more. Decent. Alright, cool. So still got this bracket. Come up. Catches the bottom of that. So if this comes on, let me see. So the bar comes up. Man, that's what I want. Put it on the outside, or if I need to put it on the inside, because if that comes up, that bar hits. I guess we'll have to look up to see which way this bar goes in. If it goes in from this side, or if it goes in from the inside. Because I don't want it to, I don't think it'll interrupt. I think I got enough distance, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna check it real quick. Boo, 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 boo. There to here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make a cut on the cable. On this piece here, I kind of wish that they'd have made the hole go all the way through this piece so you can just slide your cable in and then set your little Allen headed set screw instead of having to make the cut here and hope the cable doesn't come uncoiled. It's pretty small, but it would have been nice if they'd just made one hole continuously through this, slide it through, set it where you want it, and then lock down that set screw. I bought the 3-foot cable, which is way too much for this setup. They had a 2-foot cable, and I should have went with that one, but it hasn't been too bad so far. But this 2-speed power glide setup with these other rods for the kick down, I believe, is what it is. That's all new to me, so I'll go ahead and get this cable cut and see how it goes from here. Yeah, get in there. I'll set this spring on here temporarily, just kind of see if I can go inside the car and push on the pedal. All right, see what happens. Oh, that ain't cool. Okay. Let's do this again. All right. Try this again. Not getting enough throttle. Okay, I think I got it. I think. Tighten this up. All right, there's that. There's the gas pedal. Out. Okay. Alright, let's see how bad this is going to screw everything up. Release that in there. Okay. There's that. It's got too much slack in it. Let's take a look from the inside. Oh, that's probably kicking that thing off caddy balls. Okay, let's try this. Damn. Loosen that up. I ain't gonna do anything but pull that in more. Guess what I could do? Take this loose. Get off there. Alright. Let's see here. And get the rod hooked up to this piece that goes down to the transmission. I think we'll have something here finally. Sheesh. Sweet. Yeah, this piece broke off. It didn't hold. It was right here on this bracket. So I may end up making another piece, go off this other end of the bracket and tie in on the nut side of the bolt. And then take my welder and just, or I may just take the welder and tack it here and here, and then on the bolt head here and over here, and just take it loose from the nut or whatever, and then I can adjust it how I want it and tighten it down, and everything should stay the way it needs to. But yeah, we tried. I cleaned that off and everything. So it just didn't take. Maybe with me grinding on it, probably made it weak and brittle. Who knows? We tried with it.